sentence that was agreed upon by the parties. Ms. Halseth, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, you're going to be adjudicated guilty on count 1, conspiracy.
I just wanted to jump on and give you an update on the sentencing for this case. This case was covered quite widely at the time. There's not been that much around really since the sentencing, so I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update. I did actually cover this case, and I'll put the link below. It was the case of Daniel Halseth, who was murdered by his daughter, who was 16 at the time, and her boyfriend. His daughter was called Sierra Halseth, and her boyfriend, Aaron Guerrero, he was 18 at the time. As I say, the sentencing was pushed back quite a bit. I'll just show you this a clip of the sentencing. I think when this case hit the headlines, a lot of us thought, or a good amount of us thought, that she'd been influenced by her boyfriend, because they both wanted to run off together. Obviously, the parents on both sides were against this, and ultimately, they actually murdered Sierra's father, Daniel. Age 45, Daniel was at the time. And I think possibly because he put up the biggest block in their relationship. At the time, I think a lot of us thought that she was influenced by Aaron, her boyfriend, Guerrero. But if you look at this clip on the sentencing, she just seems totally detached, completely, at the sentencing. Now, also, not forgetting as well that when this terrible crime actually happened, it was Daniel's credit cards that they was both using. Now, there was only one way that they could have got access to those credit cards, and that would have been through Sierra. Especially for the numbers and to get into the credit cards and for everything, because he was taking money out, and he was taking money out of an account that was between her mother and her father. It was like a dormant account, and it was mainly because of that, because Elizabeth, her mother, actually started getting notifications that so much had been taken out of this account, which was unusual because it was to do with tying up loose ends since their divorce and separation, and it was used for that. So she found it odd, because Daniel hadn't done that before. He hadn't dipped into it, and never had she. So she found it very, very unusual, and eventually started to contact Dan to no avail, and then contacted his mother, and then his mother was the one that put everything into action. So I'm saying all this because like I say, those videos were absolutely horrendous, where they was talking about day 3 after the murder and things like that. It was horrendous, but I think we just thought because she was so young that she was just being misled by her boyfriend Aaron Guerrero. Now, I'm going to play you a clip of the sentencing now, and then I just want to go over a couple of things.
The sentence that was agreed upon by the parties. Ms. Halseth, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, you're going to be adjudicated guilty on count 1, conspiracy to commit murder. Count 2, first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon. Count 3, first-degree arson. Count 4, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 5, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 6, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 7, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 8, conspiracy to commit robbery. And count 9, robbery with the use of a deadly weapon. In addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, the $150 DNA testing fee, the $3 DNA assessment fee, you're going to be ordered to pay $2,125 in extradition fees. You're also going to be ordered to pay $5,000 in restitution to victims of crime, and that'll be done jointly and severally with the co-defendant. On count 1, you're going to be sentenced to 48 to 120 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. On count 2, you're going to be sentenced to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 20 years has been served, plus a consecutive 24 to 60 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for the deadly weapon enhancement. Count 2 is ordered to run concurrent to count 1. On count 3, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 2. On count 4, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 3. On count 5, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 4. On count 6, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 5. On count 7, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, and that's ordered to run concurrent to count 6. On count 8, you're going to be sentenced to 28 to 72 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 7. On count 9, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, plus a consecutive 72 to 180 months for the deadly weapon enhancement. That is ordered to run concurrent to count 8. You have 555 days credit for time served. That is a total aggregate sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 22 years of good service. Thank you. Mr. Guerrero, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, you're going to be adjudicated guilty on count 1, conspiracy to commit murder. Count 2, first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon. Count 3, first-degree arson. Count 4, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 5, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 6, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 7, fraudulent use of a credit or a debit card. Count 8, conspiracy to commit robbery. Count 9, robbery with use of a deadly weapon. In addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, the $150 DNA testing fee, the $3 DNA assessment fee, you're going to be ordered to pay $2,125 in extradition fees. You're also going to be ordered to pay $5,000 in restitution to victims of crime, and that's going to be ordered jointly and separately with the codependent. On count 1, you're going to be sentenced to 48 to 120 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. On count 2, you're going to be sentenced to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 20 years has been served, plus a consecutive 24 to 60 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for the deadly weapon enhancement. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 1. On count 3, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 2. Count 4, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 3. Count 5, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 4. Count 6, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 5. Count 7, you're going to be sentenced to 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 6. Count 8, you're going to be sentenced to 28 to 72 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 7. Count 9, you're going to be sentenced to 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections, plus a consecutive 72 to 180 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections with deadly weapon enhancement. That's ordered to run concurrent to count 8. You have 555 days credit for time served. That is a total aggregate sentence of life in the Nevada Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 22 years has been served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mayor, with regards to Ms. Halseth, she's asking the court if the court can accept that letter that she wrote out.
Yes, if you could approach Mr. Stamp on the website, about the letter. All right, thank you. All right, thank you guys. That is not the conclusion of the calendar. I do have another case, which is yours.
Oh, okay.
Lopez?
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right, so that's the conclusion of that. Let me call her.
Before I go any further with regards to that sentencing, by the way, I thought that judge, she couldn't speak fast enough. I don't know how many cases she had on that day, but you know, there was that. There wasn't much. I'm not saying that she should be sympathetic, but you know, you don't wade through a case as fast as that. She just seemed to sped it off. Anyway, besides that, also at the hearing, at the sentencing, Dan's brother and sister both got up and gave their victim impact statement. Now, his brother actually said that when their father died, that Dan actually became his mentor and just like supported him in every way, and he wanted him to go away, Sierra and her boyfriend, indefinitely. Daniel's sister got up and she gave her victim impact statement, and she requested that they get the death penalty for both of them. Now, at the time, Sarah would have been too young for the death penalty anyway. So, yeah. Also, if you remember, like I said, I've covered the case. on the tombstone, Sierra's name was not put on it because Daniel had 3 children, and they just named the other 2 children on the tombstone, not Sierra. But also, at the sentencing, both the solicitors handed letters both from Sierra and Aaron to the judge. It looks actually like they handed these over afterwards, which is probably a bit late, but I'll just put a snippet of Sierra's letter up there. Now, as you can see on that letter, Sierra is saying that certain things happened, that her father, Daniel Halseth, did certain things to her. I can't say what they are because YouTube will take it down, hence why I've done a Patreon site now as well. But yeah, now with this, obviously you've got a young girl who's, her defence, it looks as though she was saying that her father was doing things to her. There doesn't seem to have been any kind of inclination of this in the past. That doesn't mean she's lying, by the way. It's just that nothing seems to have come up. Also, in saying that though, if you remember, if you did watch when I did cover this case previously, I did say that the judge was quite astute, and he did say that he felt that there was something actually going on with Sierra and he couldn't quite put his finger on it. Now, at that time, I think most of us thought, or I thought, that it was this boyfriend, you know, this older boyfriend, and them wanting to be together, and I explained all that anyway, as I say, previously. So I kind of thought that. Now, I don't know if this judge was that astute that he felt there was more and this letter was correct or not. I don't know. But the thing is, this didn't come up at all previously. It only came up right at the end when it was the sentencing, which I thought was a bit strange. The other thing is as well, Aaron Guerrero, he also put a letter in explaining his remorse. Now, you can see in that sentencing the way they both are. Obviously, Sierra just looks totally detached. She does not look like she has got an emotion at all. Whereas Aaron Guerrero, is absolutely sobbing and breaking down, and of course he is, because he's gonna do life now. Well, they're both going to do life, but he's absolutely sobbing. Now, he doesn't mention in his letter that he did this for Sierra because of what she was going through with her father. That's not all mentioned in his, that's just mentioned in hers. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think on that one. I'm not too sure about that. The other thing is as well, I did actually think, when you look back on videos of Daniel with Sierra, with all his kids, when they'd gone shopping and things like that, that the other 2 kids was like quite chatty and, you know, really engaging and everything, whereas I felt even then that if you look at these videos, that Sierra looks detached there. That doesn't mean to say something was happening to her. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there was definitely, I feel there was definitely some kind of detachment issue with Sierra, and that kind of followed through as well, right up to her sentencing. That same, you know, that same kind of attitude and everything. It also didn't come out in the anywhere that Sierra was actually having a therapy for anything that Daniel had done. So it looks to me that all this came out at the end, but she's very, very, you know, detached, you know, all the way through this sentencing. Whereas, like I say, Aaron Guerrero is breaking it. It's as though he knows the magnification of what's happening, whereas Sierra looks like either she doesn't, or she doesn't care, or it's not registering. There could be many reasons for that. I'm just pointing out things that I've noticed, that's all. Yeah. However, even with these letters, it didn't really alter anything, as you can hear from what the judge said there. They both got life with the possibility of parole after 22 years. But usually when you do come across people that do have detachment issues, they never usually admit to anything that they've done or show any remorse neither. And that's my only problem with that. These two are going hand in hand. And that's quite common. So yeah, but as I said, I don't know, things could come out. Okay, so just before I go, I just want to say, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to press the like button below. Also, as I mentioned earlier, I do have a Patreon site now, and yeah, that's it. So until I see you again, stay safe, good night, and come back. Bye.